To my surprise, even after 12 years, Skyrim is still getting updates. Now, of course, I'm overjoyed by this since The Elder Scrolls is my favorite franchise, but Bethesda decided to do things a little differently this time around. They had a 12GB download that expanded upon both mods and the Creation Club, fusing them together into one location and giving modders the opportunity to essentially monetize on certain projects. Now, this can be good for a few reasons and bad for a multitude of reasons. Starting with the good, I think if a mod is expansive enough and transformative enough that it constitutes as somewhat of a DLC, like Path to Elsewhere, Wormstooth, Falscar, and Beyond Skyrim Bruma, in which all of them added new locations, quests, enemies, NPCs, armor, items, music, and dialogue, then I think paying for a modder's work is good since A, I want to be able to know that some of my money is going directly to that creator, and B, it's worth the price. It's also good since it can give modders a chance to be recognized for their work and continue to expand upon a game franchise we love, being compensated for it, and in a lot of cases, some of these modders were so good at what they did, they were offered jobs from other companies to work on games. But now we have to get into the problems. First, it seems Bethesda is kind of relying on modders in the community to keep the game alive, rather than creating new content or DLC themselves. Adding new mods is great, but what's going to stop them from simply re-releasing a new Anniversary Edition, much like the last one, that had all of, or most of, the Creation Club content in it? For those that now had to have paid for the mods already, it's kind of a slap in the face, and for someone who didn't, it's actually a pretty good deal. In my opinion, the Anniversary Edition was worth the price since it added some new quests, armor, NPCs, etc., and constituted as a mini DLC. This also asks the question of how out of hand can monetization for mods get. Mods have always been free, so now this kind of adds a slippery slope of anyone can charge for their mod, however small it may be. As I said earlier, some mods can even constitute as DLC and be worth the money, while other mods might be a simple light shader and not be nearly the same level of value, but still cost money. It's true that the player ultimately is the one who chooses to spend their money, but even having mods cost money in the first place can clearly be shown as predatory in nature. I'd personally love if new mods were created that were canon and lore friendly, that were greenlit by Bethesda and then cost money. For example, going back to potentially the Great Collapse in Winterhold and seeing what transpired, adding new canon lore here. That would be what one modder asked to do, and that basically becomes their trademark, so to say. This essentially creates canon DLC by modders, since that's what seems to be the only way that it's going to be expanded upon. I also hope this doesn't mean that every single mod created now will cost money, because why wouldn't a creator want to charge for their work no matter how small? Mods were meant to be created to enhance gameplay and were often done out of passion of the community, but now adding this even as an option ruins that spirit in its entirety. To wrap this up nicely, I'm fine with modders charging money for worthwhile mods to a degree, as explained earlier, but monetization of mods in general can be seen by anyone as greedy, and in the past we've seen this type of thing fail, and I don't want that type of negativity to ruin Skyrim's reputation. That's why I'm a fan of DLC, and if modders creating DLC type content, ideally lore friendly and even better if it was canon, through mods is the only way that we're gonna get that, then that's something as players we'd need to consider before spending even one septim. Please let me know what you all think down below, I'd love to get a good discussion going. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.